Today, I'm going to share with you 10 fat loss habits that transformed my life forever. I, quite frankly, have been battling with weight my whole life. I come from a family where weight, quite frankly, is a problem. And it wasn't until after having 2 babies and after I was 40 and after competing in bodybuilding shows 4 times did I finally click and create these habits that transform my life forever. And they're easy to put in place, and I want to share them with you so you can transform your life forever too. First, let me introduce myself. I'm a doctor, I'm a wife, I'm a mother of 2 little kids, I have a full-time job, I'm a coach. Life is busy. I get it. So everything I'm telling you is going to be easy to employ into your life right now for changes that will last a lifetime. Again, I'm 45 years old and I didn't start putting these into place until I was 40. So you can make this happen after 40 as a woman and change your life forever. I'm always here for coaching. Please comment on which habits speak to you the most, and let's get going. Okay, number 1, the first step is to make small changes over time. Now, we all want to go ahead and get into a crazy fat loss pattern that is extreme, and that doesn't work. Trust me, I've done it. It doesn't work. It causes failure over time because it's not practical. What is practical is making small changes over time. This was discussed in Atomic Habits by James Clear. Awesome book, I highly recommend it. And what he discusses in this book is by changing just 1% every week over the course of a year will change you to be 67% better at the end of the year than you were in the beginning. And in an illustration of this is a plane taking off and going to a specific location. And if they change their course by just 1% at the very beginning of the trip and just keep going 1%, slowly, now their final destination is completely different. Same thing. So it's going to have a compounding exponential change. So I don't recommend that you start off by working out 5 to 7 days a week and doing an hour of cardio and lifting 5 days a week and then going on a caloric restriction. It's going to make you crazy. You can't do it. Nobody can do it. It's going to make you fall off the bandwagon. It makes everybody fall off the bandwagon. It's why people who go through crazy preps for bodybuilding shows, me, I was part of this, fall off the bandwagon at the end and gain an incredible amount of weight because it's not normal to live in a little box all the time. So we're going to make little changes over time. Again, 1% change. Just do one thing different every week. What does this look like? So for example, instead of going out to lunch every day at work, which is going to cost more money, you're just going to bring your own food at work, at lunch. And you can still go out with your friends at lunch, just bring your food with you. I do it all the time. If I have a meeting, I just bring my food with me and it works out great. You can also swap out water instead of a soda. You can swap out a healthy snack for an unhealthy snack. Just one thing every week. Just do one different thing. Journal it. Talk about how it makes you feel. Be reflective about it. And each week make a small change. Now, you may think this is not going to make my life different. I'm making a small change. But again, remember that compounding exponential change. Over the course of a year, your life is going to change forever and you really won't even realize that it happened because it's going to be that easy. Number 2, and you've probably heard this, but you need to prioritize protein. There are so many reasons to do this. Prioritize protein on a daily level, but on not only that, but a meal level. So you want to take your daily protein, which I recommend 1 gram of protein per desired body weight, and then subdivide that over your meals. You really can't get all that protein in 1 or 2 meals a day, so I do recommend 3 or 4 meals a day and subdivide that protein into those meals. As long as you do that, you are going to be off well because protein is going to help you burn calories. Just by your body processing the protein, you will burn calories. It also makes you more full. And when you're more full, you're not going to eat as much. And so you're going to be more satiated and more happy. And it's also going to help you build muscle. And muscle is so important for overall longevity and for fat loss. Keep in mind your protein sources should be lean because we do not want to eat things that have a lot of fat and carbs in it because it's going to increase our caloric intake for that day. And remember, we're not going to lose fat unless we're in a caloric deficit. So that means eating things like quinoa, although it has protein in it, it's also high in carbs, so it's not as easy to calculate. Peanut butter is higher in fat than it is in protein. It is not a good source of protein. And we want to keep it to healthy sources. So like lean fish, lean chicken, lean meat, eggs, and things like that are going to be really helpful for you. Number 3, life-changing habit. Look at the weekly averages. That is going to pertain to your calories, workouts, and your overall measurements. You got to look at the weekly averages, otherwise you're going to go insane. Life happens. It is impossible to live in a little bit teeny box every day of the week. It's not normal, it's crazy, and it's weird. We're not in a cult, you guys. We're living life and we're going to live it well. So the best way to do it is to go with averages. And there are days I don't get my steps in. There are days I don't get my workout in. There are days where I go way above my calories, but my weekly average is good. So on days that I know, hey, I'm gonna go out with some friends and I'm gonna go have some fajitas, maybe a margarita and some chips and salsa, I count that in to my weekly calories. And so on another day, I may eat less. And so my overall calories are going to still be the same, and I'm still going to be in a caloric deficit, which is required to lose fat. Same thing with exercise and steps. If I get 5,000 steps in one day because I was super busy with work and I didn't have time to get out, then I'm going to get, 15,000 steps another day and make up for it. So my overall weekly average is hitting the goal that I want. And the same thing with measurements. It's not a good idea to look at the measurements day by day by day because our weight is going to constantly fluctuate based on water retention. There are so many factors that affect our weight on the scale. So it's really important to look at weekly averages of the scale and combine that, of course, with things that we've talked about, photos and measurements, to see what your progress is. So the key is look at weekly averages. Yes, the day matters. Yes, our choices moment to moment matter, but we also need to give ourselves grace and we also need to live life. So look at the weekly average and plan out your week that way, and that will give you the flexibility that will allow you to stay on track. Number 4, weight loss habit that changed my life forever. Meal prep your lunches and bring them with you to work. That is going to change at least one meal of your day and make it standardized. And it's going to make it easy and it's going to remove decision fatigue. I've talked about this before in another video. The more options we have for decisions, the more fatigued our brain gets. So it's not boring. It is going to actually help relax you at work. It's going to help you operate on a higher level, and it's going to help you achieve your goals of fat loss. So you are going to get exactly what you want in your body by meal prepping. I have a video on this where I show how easy it is to meal prep. It is ridiculously easy. So watch it, it's on my channel, and I highly recommend you do this life-changing habit. Number 5, life-changing habit. Stop snacking, stop grazing. We don't need to. We live in a world where food is everywhere. There's no reason for it. We weren't designed to be cows grazing on grass all day. That's not how we were designed. We do not need to eat all that food. I recommend eating 3-4 times a day simply to get your protein in. That is the main reason for eating that many times a day. But we do not need to eat more than that. And when we do eat more than that and we do graze, it raises our blood sugar, which is not good. Increased blood sugar over a long time can significantly decrease longevity and is associated with so many health problems. It also increases fat storage, which is something we usually want to avoid. And it also triggers and trains our brains to be addicted to food. And we don't want that. We want to keep our minds clear, we want to keep our minds renewed, and we do not want to be snacking all the time. So again, I don't recommend the snacking. Put down the snacks, rewire your brain, stop the insanity. Number 6, weight loss habit that will change your life forever, and that is lifting weights. You're not going to get bulky. You are going to get strong. You're going to get confident. You're going to feel better. You're going to live longer. You're going to decrease your chances of osteoporosis. You're going to decrease your chances of a hip fracture, which, by the way, is kind of a death sentence. And you're going to just live a better life. Oh, and by the way, you're also going to burn more fat because muscle is going to increase your basal metabolic rate, which means you're going to burn more calories on a daily basis. and it raises your ability to process glucose. So that means where you may have had problems processing glucose in the past and your insulin would spike, your body is able to process it better because muscle is highly receptive to that. So the more muscle we have, the better our longevity is for that reason mainly. Number 7, habit that will change your life. You've got to prioritize your sleep. We all know we need better sleep and better sleep hygiene. So one of the habits that I had that was killing me was at the end of the day, I would just be exhausted and I would have dinner and I would just want a mental break, and I would go on my phone and scroll and look at all of the little Instagram stories or go on Netflix and just waste so much time. I'll just watch one episode. No, you're not going to watch just one episode. Let's be honest. It's not going to just be one episode. It's created to make you addicted to it, so you watch over and over, and then you're pretty soon 2 hours have gone by and you've wasted all this time on the phone. Oh, and by the way, looking at screens is horrible for you because it doesn't allow melatonin to be released, which is what we need to get a good night's rest. So when you get home, as hard as it is hard. I know it is. Trust me, it's still hard for me. Just get off the screen, get off of it. It's going to be so good for you because it's going to help you go to bed and not be stimulated, and you're not going to be in this cycle of stimulation and this dopamine cycle that TV has created in us and Instagram has created. Actually, all social media has created in us. Get away from that. Put it down and be with your family. Enjoy time with your family. Talk to your family. Ever since I started doing this and prioritizing sleep, which changed my habits of being on my phone, my family life is better. We're talking to each other more, we're engaged more, we'll play a board game before bed, we'll read books, we're more intentional with each other. So you're gonna notice that you're gonna get better sleep, but you're also gonna have a better life because it's going to change everything. It's gonna have a trickle-down effect. So that is going to be a huge bonus of not being on any sort of electronic device right before bed. The other bonus is that you're going to have a better sleep. And when you have a better sleep, that's when your body recovers, and that's when your body heals and allows yourself to be in the best place possible the next day. I notice, because I wear a Whoop, a fitness tracker, that when I am on an electronic device, my heart rate variability, which is a sign of good recovery and sleep, is going to be negatively affected. And it's also going to increase my stress, and I won't get into my deep sleep as well. So sometimes getting these little trackers, I think like the Oura Ring or the Whoop, can be really eye-opening because you can see exactly what's affecting your sleep. And it's so important to have good quality sleep. I'm actually going to make a whole other video on this because there's so much in this, and I want to go into deep dive on this. So look out for that video in the future. But whenever we have good sleep, we burn more fat and we recover. We're not going to build muscle outside of sleep. That's when we're building it, because that's when our growth hormone is secreted. So get good sleep and you'll burn more fat and you'll build more muscle and you'll feel better. And your family life will benefit as well. Number 8, habit. It's not really a habit that is hard to employ. It's more of a mental change. Stop looking at the scale to measure fat loss progress. Use it as a tool, but do not use it as a fat loss measure, because you can have, especially when you haven't trained or you've taken a lot of time off, in the very beginning, you can gain weight, or you could not change weight at all on the scale. But you're going through what's called recomp or recomposition, where you're gaining muscle and losing fat. So if you just look at that scale, you're going to make yourself insane. And then you're going to make stupid decisions like, well,
the scale's not changing, so I might as well just stop eating, or I might as well work out for 3 hours, or I can't do anything. This is crazy. I'm just going to quit.
That's what happens. I know, because I've been there. I've been that person. So don't look at the scale as the measurement for change. Look at the overall picture. And that is something that is, again, a habit of the way our mind needs to be reset, and just reset that and keep telling yourself every time you weigh yourself, which I do recommend doing, that this is just a tool. This is not my identity, and this does not reflect the changes happening in my body. Number 9, fat loss habit. Keep things simple. The dean of my residency program would always say to us,
keep it simple, stupid.
Sounds really insulting, but it stuck with me. And it's actually true with this as well, because the more we complicate things, the harder it is to stick to it because we're so busy. So there's all these good meals out there you can make that are super fancy and nice and wonderful tasting, and they take forever to make. I remember I had recipes for bodybuilding, and man, they were tasty, but they took hours to prepare, and I did not have time for that. That was not going to happen. So you know what, maybe I'll have 1 or 2 meals a week where I spend a little bit more time prepping if I want to, and share it with my family and just try something new. But that's for fun. I don't recommend doing any program that's going to cause you to spend a lot of time in the kitchen prepping your food, because that's not practical and it's going to make you fall off the bandwagon. Keep your meal prep simple. It can't be more simple than what I do. And again, I have a video that I have made on this, and there's an image of it right here, and you can find it on my channel. And meal prep couldn't be more easy. I use frozen vegetables in my meal prep, and it's perfect. It works out great. So make your meal prep easy and make your systems easy. Make everything easy. Try to simplify things as much as possible. Do not overcomplicate things. Again, the more complicated it is, the less likely you're going to stick with your plan, and that is not going to be good. So we want to keep things as simple as possible. And my final tip that is huge and a game changer is accountability. It is going to be incredibly beneficial for you to be accountable for your journey. And that's with everything in life. And with this especially, it's so important to have that accountability. That's where coaching is such a blessing and so beneficial. And I personally could not have achieved what I've wanted to achieve in life without coaches that I've had. And it's going to provide a system that allows you to get to your goal because you have somebody there backing you up. You have somebody there who's with you, who's supporting you and encouraging you and helping you along the way with any questions that you have. So it's going to give you the support that you need, but also it's going to make you accountable to yourself. And you're going to be less likely to pick up that cookie if you know you have to check into your coach. You're going to be less likely to go off your plan if you know, hey, I have check-ins in like a week or two. So it's going to help you be more accountable to yourself. And let's be honest, that's true with anything. If we didn't have goals, if we didn't have goals at work or anything, any other aspect of our life, school, then we wouldn't reach the point that we need to gain the knowledge that we need to, or to perform the way we need to. And how is that any different with this? How are you possibly going to be successful creating this new plan that is going to change your life, that is something you've struggled with your whole life, if you don't have the support and you don't have the accountability? It's crazy. It's not going to be successful. So I do recommend you have that accountability in place, again, for the support and also to help you achieve your goals. Put these 10 tips into your life and you will change your life forever, and you will be a different person over the course of a year. I would say you're going to be a different person even over the course of 2 or 3 months. But a year, you're going to make a substantial change. And remember, the most important thing is to understand that you matter and you're worth it. You are worth putting the effort into. This is something that you can do. You need to stop telling yourself the lies that you're over 40 and you can't do this, or you're going through menopause and you can't do this. You're 50 and you can't do this. You have kids and you can't do this. No, those are lies. You can do it, and you will do it because you matter. You need to prioritize your health, and you need to prioritize being there for yourself, and you need to be able to accept the situation that you're in and be able to acknowledge where you want to go and make the changes in order to get there. Again, we don't reach our goals, we fall to the level of our systems. So put the systems in place to make you successful, because you matter, and this is going to be the year that changes your life forever. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel and like, comment, and share this video if it was a blessing to you. Here's another video for you to watch. Have a blessed day.